This is Ian R. Crane on Tuesday 17th of September 2013. It's a wet, miserable late afternoon here at Salford in Greater Manchester. I came up to the Salford City Stadium, home of the Sale Sharks. I came up here today to come to iGas Energy's Community Information Event regarding the Barton Exploration Well. This event, I've been here for about three hours now, not particularly well attended, probably maybe no more than 25-30 people milling around over that time. A couple of iGas managers were supported by their PR professionals. The managers are very nice guys, all the ones I certainly spoke to, and they use exactly the same scripts as Quadrilla were using when I met with them back in February of this year. They are absolutely convinced, of course, that hydraulic fracturing does not lead to any risk if the industry is properly regulated. I think we've heard this pretty much everywhere in the world, particularly in Colorado, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and of course more recently in Queensland in Australia, and in every case it has resulted in the contamination of the water, of the soil and of the air. I apparently forget that Britain has much more stringent regulatory controls. In reality, we don't have those regulatory controls because we don't have a shale gas industry and we don't have any experience of the shale gas industry. So the industry itself is still doing its level best to try to self-regulate. The well that iGas want to drill at Barton, they make a great play of the fact that actually they're really only looking to establish whether the layer of coal is viable in terms of coal bed methane extraction. But they're not going to stop once they get to the coal. They're then going to drill another 6,000 feet into the shale just to see if there are any potential viable reserves in the shale deposits. In reality, they're drilling, of course, into the shale because they want to establish the exact depth of the shale. They want to establish the porosity of the shale so they can put a game plan together to frack the shale and start extracting the gas. The reality here is that the exploratory well is a precursor to full-scale shale gas production, which cannot be achieved without hydraulic fracturing. When speaking to the iGas managers, they are absolutely of the opinion that this is Britain. Well, I will agree with them there, and the geology in Britain will behave differently from the geology everywhere else in the world. Well, yeah, I think Obama recently went on to wax lyrical about the exceptionalism of the US as a nation. Well, today I've heard about the exceptionalism of UK geology. These people appear to be quite relaxed about the prospect of the contamination risk associated with hydraulic fracturing. They don't seem to be able to understand that if there is any risk at all, then that is too much risk to put this precious resource in danger. So why are we here? We're here because Lord John Brown has pressurised David Cameron to lift the moratorium, to take Britain to the heart of the shale gas revolution. A revolution that is inevitably, if it kicks off, going to contaminate the water supply of this country and decimate large tracts of this country. Yesterday in the High Court, we received a massive sanction to continue the protest of Borkum. It's becoming increasingly evident that Borkum is going to have to be replicated. This industry has no conscience. It is purely driven by greed. The Borkum experience will need to be replicated probably many times until such time as the investor and political will for this abomination is completely destroyed.